Hey y'all, it's your girl K Divine coming back with another quick message. It's so funny because I'm watching this movie and I stopped it at 51:15, so I knew it was only right that this message needed to be made. Some people are gonna start disliking you when they realize that they have to start respecting you. And what do I mean by that? What I mean is, unfortunately, a lot of us have taken a lot of shit from people because that's the way we grew up. You know, when you grow up in like a toxic family or you have like toxic parents or you grow up in toxic environments, I oftentimes, especially the person who has the biggest heart, takes the most shit because people tend to pick on you. You know, like for me, for instance, like I cry a lot. That was one of the things I did like, a lot as a kid too. I would cry. I was always scared. I was always nervous, and that's just how I released. You know, and that's how I still release. I mean, I don't cry nearly as much as I used to, but crying is how I release my emotions. And I always used to get made fun of for it. My family always made it a joke. I was the butt of all the jokes, you know. And so, you know, you just become accustomed to certain levels of disrespect, which I'm not saying is a good thing, but you get accustomed to it because you're just like, oh, that's just, you know, people just, you know, make fun of me or whatever. And then one day you wake up and you realize, like, you know what? I don't have to take your disrespect. And sometimes it doesn't even happen in that order. Like for me, like in my awakening process, when it started with me accepting me first. It wasn't even me being fed up with other people. It started with me being like, this is me. This is what I'm going through in this stage. I'm giving myself grace. And if other people are choosing not to give me grace in this moment, that's on them. And by me doing that, really started to reveal to me the things that people truly felt about me. And when you start to accept things about yourself, and there are things that people used against you, and they can't hurt you with that anymore. Like, you know, my family loved to try to make me feel all emotional, make me feel small. And when I stopped, you know, taking the bait, I stopped, you know, reacting to them talking negatively about me. I stopped reacting to them being like, oh, but remember when you were X age and you were, you know, well, you weren't the best kid. And it's like, okay, but I'm not a kid anymore. So if you want to hold that against me for the rest of my life, you be my guest, but I'm not going to participate in it. When people realize that they can't treat you the same anymore, they really start to dislike you. They really hate it because in their mind they want to hold you to that standard because they don't want to grow and they're thinking your growth really offends them because they're like, how dare you decide that I can't treat you like this anymore? How dare you stop reacting to my negativity? Because at the end of the day, these people don't want to hold themselves accountable for their own thoughts and feelings. These are oftentimes projections. People are often projecting onto you their own insecurities, their own negativity. They're projecting it onto you because you've always been that easy target for them. And when you decide that you are not a victim and that you're not going to sit here and be mistreated and that you would rather walk away from those situations, people are going to really hate you. And I need you to understand that it's not that they necessarily hate you, they really hate themselves. They hate themselves because the insults aren't hitting. Like people get when like evil people and like really insecure people and people who are just like not emotionally intelligent and just insecure, they get like dopamine from being bullies. They get like, it gives them like a high. It makes them feel better about themselves. When they want to see you as beneath them, it makes them feel better about themselves. This is why sometimes for some of y'all, you'll find yourself in situations, or you have found yourself in situations where you're like, damn, my friend set me up. Damn, my family set me up. Damn, I can't believe that this person betrayed me like that. The reason why them people do that stuff is because they can't handle the fact that you're really who you say you are, and they're not. That's why you'll find like those weird ass friends that never support you in public. You know, they'll tell you all day long how they love you and how you're one of the best people that they've ever met. But like behind your back in the streets, they talking mad shit about you. Like they run your name through the mud every chance they get. Them be the first people that when something new, good or new happens to you, they be the one side eyeing you like, oh, good for you. And you're like, damn, you can't be happy for me for trying to get my life together, me, you know, completing a goal, something like you can't be happy for me. Those friends. I'm talking about those types of people. I need y'all to understand something. People are really going to start disliking you when you start respecting yourself more, when they realize that they cannot keep treating you the same way. And some of them will up the ante because they need your negative reaction so that they can continue to justify the reason why they feel the way they feel about you. And and in that process, what they find out when you stop reacting to their bullshit is that they're the problem. They always wanted you to be the problem. People have disliked you for nothing. Then the only reason why a lot of these people dislike you like is because of your authenticity, and they can't stand next to that because they're fake. They fake smile with people, they fake laugh with people, they talk shit like those. I'm talking about those people who have friends, but they talk so much shit about all these people who they claim they friends. Like I remember like at my last job, that's when I started realizing, like, these ladies in here be going to each other's house and they be going to lunch and dinner with each other, but all they do behind each other's back is talk shit about each other. Them, you gotta stay away from people like that. You have to stay away from folks like that because those are dangerous people. Somebody who will invite you to your house and they don't like you, oh, that person is crazy. Okay? Also, the craziest people you'll ever meet are the people who lie about little stuff. That's a psychopath as far as I'm concerned. Like somebody, like you ask them like what color socks they have on, and they say like purple when they have on black socks. Like this little shit. Ask them what they ate for lunch, and they say, "Oh, I had pizza today," when they really had a burger. Like those people are delusional, crazy. Like if you lie over something small, they'll lie about anything, and you'd be surprised the things that they will come up with. They want to be able to justify the reason why they disrespect you so much. And when you aren't reacting and you're not giving them any reason to, these people have to sit with that. And a lot of people don't want to sit with that. This is why a lot of them folks start grouping up together too. Because they feel like if they can collectively hate you and they can collectively come up with this narrative about you and say, oh well no we don't like her because well this and that. They think that if they do that and they all group up together that you'll start to believe the lie too, and that you'll start acting accordingly so that they can continue to justify the reason why they dislike you. But when you don't give them that reason, oh, them folks, that's cognitive dissonance. I've talked about cognitive dissonance before, but maybe I'll do another video about it, because it's like cognitive dissonance is when you are having discomfort when presented with new information about an idea, or or a thought process that you have. So for instance, for some people who don't even know you for real, who heard something negative about you, right? They heard that you were arrogant. Let's say that. Let's just say that someone heard that you were arrogant. And so they've never really had any discussions with you or anything personal, but someone that they're close to knows you. And so they see you and you may have some interaction, and they already are standoffish with you because they assume that you're going to be this pompous, arrogant asshole to them and be like, "Oh, well, I'm so much better than you." And then you're just like, "Hi, what's your name? Oh, it's nice to meet you. Cool. Okay, well, bye guys, have a good day." And then they're like, that person's not arrogant, but they still want to hate you because of the things that other people said about you, but they have no physical evidence of that being true. Zero. That's cognitive dissonance. And they just be making shit up as they go so that they can still feel better about the way that they feel about you. And honestly, those people be the ones that end up crashing out the hardest because the consequences of their actions are going to be dire. Because, like I said, a lot of these people will go to great lengths to try to get that reaction out of you because they need your reaction to further their narrative about you. And when you do not give that to people, it bothers them. It bothers them so much. This is why you have people who will stalk you on your social media pages. They're trying to catch you slipping. This is why, if you're dealing with like people who got money and they can send gang stalkers towards you, pay people to send, pay people to come around you, those people are fishing for a reaction, something, so that they can get something on you, so that they have that evidence and that proof, but they don't have nothing. They have nothing. These people made whatever version of you that they have in their head is made up. That version doesn't really exist. And the consequences of their actions trying to create something that didn't actually ever exist is going to be dire for them, and you have to let those people fall. Now, I know that unfortunately, because of, sometimes these are people in power, these are people who have more money than you, people have more than you, so they're able to really affect you. And the only thing I can really say for you in that aspect is you just have to stay strong and just stay prayed up through whatever storm that you're dealing with when you're dealing with these crazy ass people, and just learn your lesson. Because honestly, some of the stuff was, I won't say it was bound to happen, but it's like these people was always going to betray you in some way because they was never for you, they was never loyal to you. So just know that, like, if you lost a job because you had like a jealous boss or jealous coworkers that pushed you out, just know that if you have a toxic family and you're the black sheep and you decided that it was best for you to leave so that you don't have to deal with the abuse and stuff from all these people, just know that you made the right decision, and you're going to go through trials and tribulations as you're trying to find your footing and figure out who you are in that process. Because I mean, like I keep saying, like, if y'all go back and look at my videos when I first started making videos this year, I was homeless. Okay. I was living in hotels at the time. And then I ended up in my car for 7 weeks. But right now, things are getting better. You know, me and my child's father relationship is way better than it was at the beginning of this year. I get to be with my baby most days. I mean, I don't get to play with her and do all that other stuff as much as I would like to because I work so much now. But I also have a job. I'm also making money. My car is fixed. I can come and go as I please now. I can go, and do certain things I wasn't able to do before. So it's like things will get better. You will go through some trials and tribulations. I'm not saying that everybody's gonna go through the same things that I go through because that's just not how life works. You're gonna go through your own separate trials and tribulations. However, you can make it through it though. You can make it through it. There are gonna be days where you want to give up. There are gonna be days where you're like, God, I don't understand why you're allowing this to happen. Why are you allowing my enemies to win? They can't win forever. I know it seems that way too. I know it seems like when you're down, your enemies seem like they're up. It's fake though. They're not really up for real because they had to push you down in order to be at that level. But the tables are going to turn. At some point, you're not gonna stay down forever. It can't rain forever. And then people gonna have to look up to you. They gonna have to look up. And you're an inspiration in general. Like the fact that you survived the smear campaign, you survived the humiliation ritual, like the fact that you survived all those things, like those people are going to be obsessed with you because they don't understand how you went through all of that and you didn't lose your mind. They don't understand how you went through all of that and you came out better on the other end. Because when I tell y'all, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. 2 years ago, 2 years ago, I was 195 pounds. I had just had my baby in 2023. I was dealing with postpartum depression. It was around this time, 2 years ago, where I decided that I wanted to take charge of my life and I wanted to be healthier and I wanted to do better for myself. I started eating gluten free, more gluten free. I wasn't completely gluten free, but I started eating more gluten free the majority of my meals. I started exercising more. I started drinking more water. I started cutting back on my sugar. And I lost 50 pounds in, like a few months or whatever. Within like 6 or 7 months or something like that. And the people at my job really did not like that because they all thought it was funny when I gained all that weight after, dealing with postpartum depression. I was dealing with, I almost died in childbirth. So my brain, like, I had a hard time recovering. The recovery was really difficult from that, the whole thing. And I'll do a story time about that one day if anybody wants to hear about it. Um, it's a trigger warning though for anybody that does want to hear. It's kind of it was really traumatic. But anyways, um, it was hard to recover, and I was struggling at work. I wasn't as quick as I used to be. Like I only got 8 weeks, 10 weeks. I think I had 10 weeks off of work, and that's really nothing. Honestly, it's really nothing when you have a newborn and you had a C-section. Like it's really nothing. It was a lot to deal with. I was stressed out. I was tired. I felt alone at the time, and I didn't have the support of my family. My child's father, him and I weren't really on the same page. So it's like I just felt so alone at the time. But when I decided that I wanted better for myself and that I wasn't going to stay down and I wasn't going to be like, oh, I'm just going to give up and I'm just going to, stop trying to be healthy and stop trying to do better for myself. I found ways around things like I don't really have the capacity to go to the gym. I brought the gym home. I got me a mini stair step. I got me a little mini stair stepper, and I got some resistance bands, and I got some jump ropes, and I worked out at home, and that worked for me. I started drinking more water. I made it a point to pack certain things in my lunch. Like I made the effort to do it, and a lot of people really counted you. Like they counted me out way before that. I started making those decisions, and when they saw that I was being consistent and I wasn't giving up on myself and that I believed in myself, that's when they really started upping the ante because they wanted me to give up. And that's the same thing that's been happening to y'all. And that these people want you to give up on yourself. They want you to stop believing in yourself because they talked so much shit about you and how terrible of a person you are that if you make it, they look like a fool and they don't want to look like a fool. They don't want to look like the fool that they truly are. But keep these people disappointed. They want to justify the reason why they want to disrespect you and give them no reason other than they're a hater. You're just a hater. Let them hate. Let them hate. If they want to be disrespectful, cool. Let them talk in their little groups while you over here making moves and getting money and doing what you got to do and shining and glowing and looking great doing it. That's what they really hate. They hate that you look so goddamn good, y'all. Y'all look good out here. Y'all skin is glowing. You're pretty, you're handsome, you smell good. They hate that. They be like, oh, that person showers regularly and smells nice. They have clean clothes. They teeth is pretty and straight. Yeah, we gorgeous out here, and they don't like that shit. They don't like that we've been drugged through the mud and still have a smile on our face. Who does that? We do. But I love y'all. Okay. I just want y'all to know, like, you don't have to stay around people like that. And if they try to like stick around you, like, you gotta find ways to block people. Like, you gotta boundary up out here because people be thinking that they can get over on you, and you ain't no dummy. You not stupid. You have discernment, that God given discernment. So use your discernment. Keep moving forward, and keep living on yourself because it look good on y'all. I'm sorry, like you loving yourself look good. But I love y'all. It's your girl K Divine, and I'll see you later. Bye.